The air in the kitchen felt too thin, like I'd forgotten how to breathe. Sarah's words hung between us, sharp as a blade slipped under my ribs. If you don't drive my friends to the concert, I'll just go with my ex instead. Her voice was casual, tossed over her shoulder as she scrolled her phone, but it landed like a grenade. I stood frozen, spatula in hand, the eggs sizzling into a blackened mess on the stove. My heart thudded, a dull drumbeat of confusion and something darker, something I didn't want to name. The morning light slanted through the window, catching the dust motes swirling above our oak table. It was the same table where we'd laughed over late-night wine, where she'd once traced her finger along my palm and promised forever. Now, it felt like a stage for a scene I hadn't rehearsed. "What did you just say?" I asked, my voice low, unsteady, like I was testing the ground beneath me. She didn't look up. "You heard me, Matt. It's not a big deal. I just need a ride for me and the girls. If you can't, Jake's free." Jake. Her ex. The name was a splinter, lodging deeper with every beat of silence. I wanted to laugh it off, to chalk it up to her dry humor, but the way her thumb flicked across her screen, too fast, too deliberate, told me this wasn't a joke. I turned off the burner, the hiss of the eggs fading into the hum of the fridge. "You're serious? You'd call him?" My words came out sharper than I meant, but I couldn't pull them back. She finally met my eyes, her green gaze cool, almost defiant. "It's just logistics, Matt. Don't make it weird." But it was weird. It was a crack in the foundation of our 3-year marriage, small but spreading. The day unraveled from there, each moment tinged with a quiet unease. I drove her and her friends, Lila and Tara, all giggles and perfume. To the concert, the car filled with their chatter about the band, the lights, the vibe. Sarah sat in the passenger seat, her hair catching the streetlights, her laughter bright but distant. I gripped the wheel, my knuckles white, replaying her words. "I'll just go with my ex instead." Why would she say that? Why would she even think it? At home alone, the house felt too big, too empty. I wandered into our bedroom, the bed unmade, her scarf draped over the chair like a ghost of her presence. I tried to shake it off, to focus on the TV flickering in the living room, but my eyes kept drifting to her phone on the counter. She'd left it behind, a rare slip. The screen was locked, but the notification light pulsed like a heartbeat. I told myself I wasn't that guy. The one who snoops, who doubts. But the weight of her words pressed harder, and my fingers moved before my brain could catch up. Her password was our anniversary. That should have reassured me, but it didn't. The messages opened, and there it was, a thread with Jake. My stomach twisted as I scrolled. Each text a pinprick of betrayal. "Missed you at the last show. You still owe me that coffee. Maybe next time you'll come with." Her replies were short, playful, but they weren't nothing. They were a thread pulling at the seams of us, unraveling something I thought was solid. I set the phone down, my hands shaking. The room felt colder, the shadows sharper. I remembered the late nights she'd spent catching up with friends. The way she'd started wearing that old leather jacket. The one Jake had bought her years ago. I'd noticed but hadn't seen. I'd told myself it was nostalgia, not a signal. Now each memory felt like a breadcrumb leading to this moment. When she came home, her cheeks flushed from the concert, her eyes bright with adrenaline, I was sitting on the couch, the phone still on the counter. "You have fun?" I asked, my voice steady despite the storm inside. She nodded, kicking off her boots. "It was amazing. You should have come." Her smile was wide, but it didn't reach me. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, but instead I said, "Why'd you mention Jake this morning?" Her smile faltered, just for a second. "What?" "Oh, come on, Matt. It was a throwaway line. I was just trying to get you to drive." She laughed, but it was brittle, like glass about to shatter. I stood, crossing the room, my heart pounding so loud I thought she'd hear it. "You've been texting him," I said, not a question. Her face changed then, a flicker of something, guilt, maybe, or defiance. "You went through my phone?" She shot back, her voice rising. "That's low even for you." The argument exploded from there, words flying like shrapnel. She accused me of paranoia, of suffocating her. I accused her of crossing lines, of keeping secrets. "It's just talking," she yelled, her hands flung wide. "He's a friend, Matt. "You're blowing this out of proportion." But I saw the way her eyes darted away, the way her fingers twisted her wedding ring. I saw the truth she wouldn't say. It wasn't just talking. It was a door left ajar, an invitation she hadn't fully declined. The days that followed were a slow bleed. We moved around each other like strangers, polite but distant. I kept waiting for her to explain, to fix it, but she didn't. Instead, she stayed out later, her phone now glued to her side. I found myself checking her socials, noticing likes on Jake's posts, photos from nights she hadn't mentioned. Each discovery was a cut, small but deep, until I was drowning in them. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I drove to the bar where she'd said she'd be with the girls. The parking lot was dim, the neon sign flickering. I saw her through the window, laughing, her hand on Jake's arm. Not Lila, not Tara, just Jake. The sight was a punch to the gut, stealing my breath. I didn't go inside. I sat in the car, the engine idling, my hands gripping the wheel until my fingers ached. I wanted to storm in, to make a scene, but what would that fix? She'd already chosen. When I got home, I packed a bag. Just enough for a few days, a toothbrush, some clothes, my dignity. I left a note on the kitchen table, the same one where we'd once dreamed of a future. "I saw you with him. I'm done." I didn't sign it. She'd know. Driving away, the city lights blurred through the windshield, my eyes burning. I thought of her smile, her laugh, the way she'd felt like home. I thought of the red flags I'd ignored, the late nights, the jacket, the way she'd started pulling away. I'd loved her so fiercely I'd blinded myself to the truth. She'd been slipping away for months, and I'd let her. The twist came later, when I checked my phone at a motel an hour out of town. A voicemail from Lila, her voice shaky. "Matt, I don't know what's going on, but Sarah's a mess. She said you left. She's at home crying, saying she never meant to hurt you. Jake's just a friend, I swear. She's been trying to plan a surprise for your anniversary, something big. She was scared to tell you. Call me back." I sat on the edge of the motel bed, the phone heavy in my hand. Surprise? Or excuse? The betrayal still stung, raw and real. But now doubt crept in, muddying the edges. Had I misread it all? Or was this her final play to keep me? The room was silent, but my mind screamed with questions I couldn't answer. I didn't call back. Not yet. The truth, whatever it was, would have to wait for morning.